Sony could be planning a new PlayStation event in May according to insider Jeff Grubb's comments in the latest episode of the Giant Bombcast. Grubb was talking about the recent news on Silent Hill 2 being rated by the ESRB, which we mentioned in Monday's episode, and said that he's heard that there will be a PlayStation something, either a state of play or showcase next month, so he expects Silent Hill 2 will be there. We'll likely know its release date as marketing material for the game on GameStop stores points to a fall 2024 window, and looking at the 3 to 6 month window after a game is rated in South Korea, that would give us a release around September or October. Grubb continues saying that he has heard both showcase and maybe state of play. It seems like it might lean towards showcase. It's definitely in that time frame when they did the showcase last year. Sony held a showcase in the last week of May last year, but it was the first one since 2021, as they had opted for a smaller state of plays in between those years. Regardless of the branding, they have done presentations on that May or June slot that used to be E3 season, so it's more than likely there will be another this year. When will Sony host the next showcase or state of play? Place your bets in the comments. Welcome to Hype for Games. Here are more gaming news that you need to know. Sony has announced 2 titles will be launching straight into the PlayStation Plus game catalog for extra, deluxe, and premium users ahead of the official announcement on April 10. On April 16 we'll get the critically acclaimed Dave the Diver, which officially gets a release date on PS5. The casual adventure RPG has you fishing and exploring the depths of the blue hole by day and running an exotic sushi restaurant by night, besides several side activities such as seahorse racing, taking photos, cooking contests, and more. Just like developer Mint Rocket announced in the January State of Play, the game will also get a Godzilla King of the Monsters DLC, launching this May but no release date was given. The other game is Tales of Cancera's Zao from EA Originals and Surgeon Studios, a developer formed by actor Abubakar Salim who voiced Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins. It's a Metroidvania where you control Zao, a shaman who bargains with the god of death, to bring his Baba back from darkness as you brave the beautiful and treacherous land of Cancera. The PS5 game joins the PS Plus catalog at launch on April 23rd, instead of April 16 when we'll get the rest of the lineup. In the meantime, you can now download the PlayStation Plus monthly games that include Immortals of Avium for PS5, Minecraft Legends for PS4 and PS5, and Skull the Hero Slayer for PS4. A lineup that you guys feel mixed about as per our latest community tab poll, where out of 33 votes, 45% were negative, 42% positive, and 12% said it was just okay. What do you think about these 2 new games announced early for PS Plus? Which one are you looking forward to playing? Sound off in the comments. Now it's time for a round of quickfire gaming news. It appears that Sony has another PC success with the recently released Horizon Forbidden West, according to Circana analyst Matt Piscatella. Piscatella said on Twitter that the game was one of the US market's top 10 best-selling games during the week ending March 23rd, after not ranking among the top 100 during the prior week. Forbidden West had sold 8.4 million copies as of April last year, including both PS4 and PS5, outpacing sales for the original and taking the franchise to 32.7 million units. We'll have to wait until the next Circana monthly report to see where it lands in the best-selling ranking overall. Bungie will showcase the final shape, the upcoming expansion for Destiny 2 next Tuesday, April 9 at 9:30 AM Pacific, 12:30 PM Eastern, with a half-hour gameplay preview followed by the debut of the Into the Light launch trailer, with details of upcoming content arriving in the game before the final shape comes out. The Washington studio was supposed to deliver the final shape this past February, but they announced a delay to June last November after some internal troubles that saw 100 people being laid off in late October. Previous reports have indicated that Bungie employees are afraid that Sony takeover can happen in the coming months if they fail to meet their financial targets, which means the new expansion is a make or break for them. If you are playing Helldivers 2, Arrowhead has pushed a new update, 1.02 for PS5 and PC, adding new planetary hazards such as blizzards and sandstorms, plus a level cap increase from 50 to 150. Besides that, some mission, enemy and weapon balancing plus bug fixes. This update follows the liberation of Malevolent Creek from the Automaton menace earlier in the week, where players got their revenge from back in March defeating the evil robots in just hours. Now players have reported having seen enormous cloaked ships arriving at Automaton worlds in the ever-evolving narrative of the game. PlayStation Portal also keeps evolving now with update 2.06 that, according to Sony, improves system software performance and stability, but players have been able to notice the device now streams games with better quality and bitrate, which is said to be a night and day difference from how it was before. You are now able to notice all the details in a game even in demanding games with no pixelation, according to user Secretive Lifestyle on the PlayStation Portal subreddit. It's not perfect yet as the game stuttered a bit, while some users said they didn't notice any improvements in that regard. In a story that could have been an April Fool's joke, Team Cherry's long-awaited Metroidvania sequel Hollow Knight Silksong received a new store page on the Xbox Store on April 1st. The product page already existed on the PlayStation Store, Nintendo eShop, Steam and GOG, where you can already wishlist the game. It's not much and still doesn't tell us when the game is launching, but at least we know the gears are moving. And Capcom has moved a lot of Dragon's Dogma 2 copies, 2.5 million in fact, across PS5, Xbox Series and PC, and in just 11 days after it was released on March 22, despite the performance and microtransactions controversies. The first Dragon's Dogma game launched back on PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2012, and it took a month for it to sell over 1 million copies, later going on sale after the 4 weeks. It was later boosted by the Dark Horizon remaster on PS4, Xbox One, PC and Switch, with the game having sold 7.9 million units by September 2023. The franchise overall has now reached over 10 million units, with Dragon's Dogma 2 being their biggest launch for a Capcom single-player game on PC, reaching over 228,000 concurrent players. Another recent successful game is the newest RPG from Atlus and developer Vanillaware, Unicorn Overlord, reaching over 500,000 units shipped on physical and digital across PS4, PS5, Xbox Series and Switch. They managed to achieve that in less than a month since the game launched on March 8. Unicorn Overlord has been a hit for the studio compared to their previous title, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which received a staggered launch hit in Japan first where it moved 100,000 units in 2 months, and reached over 300,000 after launching worldwide, 4 months after it debuted on PS4. After Rockstar added Red Dead Redemption to its GTA Plus subscription on PS5 and Xbox Series last week, they are now saying that more games will be coming later this year. They released a new blog post describing all the GTA Plus benefits players can get on Grand Theft Auto Online, including 500,000 cash per month, and from now until August they can get an extra million cash for up to an extra 5 million, plus the Vinewood Club, a new establishment in the game. Besides that, users can get access to new games including the already added Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, Red Dead Redemption with Undead Nightmare, and coming later this year will be L.A. Noire and Bully. As for new release updates, the studio Yellow Brick Games, founded by former AAA industry veterans from BioWare and Ubisoft, has announced a new action-adventure game called Eternal Strands. Former Dragon Age creative director Mike Laidlaw is leading the game, and it takes inspirations from Shadow of the Colossus and Monster Hunter, while having an art style similar to Ubisoft's Immortal Phoenix Rising. The game will be out in 2025 for PS5, Xbox Series and PC. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, give this video a thumbs up or down to let me know your feedback, check out more content you may like as well, such as a new PlayStation era starting under a new CEO, and subscribe for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hyper Games, and I'll see you on the next one.